Hey everybody, it's Ingrid and I'm back. I'm going to review The Poppy Fields today by Nikki Erlick. I gave this one a 4.5 out of 5. I really liked this one. It starts off like a collection of separate journeys by the various characters. They have different motivations, but they all seemingly are headed toward the same mysterious destination, which is the poppy fields. What I loved most is how long it takes before you realize how interconnected the travelers truly are. Erlick carefully withholds those connections, allowing you to sit in the uncertainty alongside the characters themselves. Each traveler comes from a completely different perspective and carries their own emotional weight into the journey. Nothing about their paths feels accidental, and part of the intrigue is slowly discovering what has brought each of them to this point and what they are trying to leave behind. Of course, they are all trying to leave something. Ava is the main character, and she stood out to me immediately. She carries a secret that shapes how she interacts with everyone around her. And as she begins to form unexpected bonds with the other travelers, you can feel the tension building. Her secret is different than everybody else's. There is a constant undercurrent, of what's going to happen when the truth comes out, and will these new relationships survive it? One of the most interesting aspects of the novel is the concept of the poppy fields themselves. My only real cultural reference going in was The Wizard of Oz. Poppy fields symbolize sleep and escape from reality, and Erlick takes that familiar imagery and reshapes it into something entirely different, something more layered, more ethical, and more emotionally charged. Of course, it's controversial. It has to be, right? The idea of choosing whether to enter or reject that kind of escape raises questions about grief, healing, control, and consent. There is also a subtle but ongoing controversy within the story about the existence and purpose of the poppy fields, including the intentions of the person who created them, which is a big part of the twist in the story. The ambiguity adds tension. It keeps the reader questioning whether this place is truly healing or something more complicated and morally in the gray area. What makes this novel especially compelling is how it explores human connection under pressure. Strangers become companions, then something closer to chosen family as they move toward a destination that none of them fully understand. Their emotional bonds that form along the way feel really authentic and earned, especially as the secrets begin to surface and relationships are tested. Of course, they kind of accidentally end up together on this journey, and once they start to feel each other out and begin to trust each other, they start to reveal more and more and more about who they are, why they're going, that kind of thing. And there's one character that really withholds until much later in the story, and then of course you know why once she does reveal it. The book also touches on themes that fans of The Measure, which is another book of Nikki Erlick, will recognize: choice, fate, morality, and the invisible threads that connect human lives. If you enjoyed Erlick's earlier work, you will likely appreciate how she continues to explore big philosophical questions through intimate, character-driven storytelling. I have not yet read The Measure. I have also been told that one is really good, so it's on my to-be-read list. My only critique is the pacing. In the beginning, it requires patience. Because the narrative is intentionally fragmented across multiple perspectives, it takes time for the emotional payoff to fully take shape. However, once the pieces begin to align, the story becomes much more gripping and immersive. Overall, this book is very thought-provoking, emotionally layered about secrets, connections, and the difficult choices that people make when they are faced with pain and uncertainty. It does linger with you long after you finish, not because it gives easy answers, but because it doesn't. It doesn't really answer the questions you have. And sorry if that's given too much away, but I really enjoyed this one. It's really It's really interesting. It's really interesting. Curious, did you read this one? What were your thoughts? And I would love it if you let me know. How did you like The Poppy Fields by Nikki Erlick? Thanks.